All right, so we are having all our people coming and joining into the live chat. Hello, 1992 studio. Alboe has also joined the chat, so I think we're gonna wait for a couple more people also to join in, and then we'll just kick off with the next episode of Shuffle Sessions. Hello, Chankaran. All right. I guess we'll just kick off with the live event. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Shuffle Sessions Live. To talk about what Shuffle Sessions is. I mean, for all the people who have already joined in, you might have an idea about it. But for everyone else who is new, Shuffle Sessions is an initiative where we go on a live session with all our artists from SocialMob, and we have a one-on-one session with them where we talk about their inspiration for their music and how it is for them going ahead in the industry, and coming up with inspiration for new music and what the creative process is, and so on and so forth. So we basically let the artists themselves tell us their own story, and let people know, what it is like to be, an independent artist. To start it off, let me talk a bit about SocialMob. Most of you all would already know about it, but just to give a brief intro about SocialMob. SocialMob is a platform dedicated to all the independent artists around the world, where we let them connect directly to their audience, and they are able to share their music and interact with them directly. Our family of the artists is growing pretty strong each day. Right now we have 10,000 plus artists, and it's growing more at an even faster rate now. We have more and more new artists coming and joining in and adding their music to the catalog. So do download the app and check it out. We've got some amazing new content that we have added in for you. Thank you, Jitin. Yes, I know that. I do look hot. So yeah, that was about SocialMob, and without wasting any further time, let's welcome our guest for the session, that is Alboe. So let me just add him in. We are gonna wait for Alboe to join in the session. And here he is, the man of the hour, Alboe himself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put a round of virtual applauses for him. So by the time that comes in, I mean, it's going to take a while for everyone to send their virtual applauses in to the chat. We'll start off with our conversation. So, Alboe, how has your day been so far?
It was productive. Got a lot of things done. I've been trying to record because of COVID. All the music studios are a little closed, so I have to resort to recording songs at home. So I have to wait for the exact moment when there is no traffic so I can record the song. So that's been my challenge so far.
Yeah. I mean, recording from home is not exactly a professional environment to work in, because a lot of echo and reverb and stuff. So it's always...
Exactly.
Yeah. So before we get to know about Alboe himself, let's talk about the person behind the name, that is Vedant Chandra. So how would you, if somebody had to come and ask you, who are you? Well, what would you say to that?
I'm just an ordinary guy. I think just an ordinary guy who loves music way too much. So I think that's just one thing to sum it up. I love music. I don't know. I can't tell you anything more specific, I guess. I need a...
Yeah. No, okay. So, but fun fact though, I was just stalking through your Instagram profile, and then I found out this one picture of you playing hockey. So do you still play hockey, or was that like one of those, school or college? I'm not sure, from where the picture was, but
That's
I
from
did see you holding a hockey stick.
Yeah, I used to play hockey back in school, and I think that picture was our boarding school goes back as alumni to play against the school team. So that's what happened, I think, a year, 2 years ago. And that picture is from then. I love playing hockey, but I haven't been able to play it in the past, God knows how many years, but properly.
Yeah, must have been like a couple of years
Yeah, yeah.
from the days. But then, did you actually play hockey back in school though?
Yeah, I did. I did. Hockey was one of my favorite sports, but I used to play a lot, but definitely hockey was my favorite sport.
Oh, damn. Yeah, it pretty much explains the picture. I mean, the way you held the hockey stick itself like looked so professional. I was like, the last memory I have of hockey would probably be from Chak De India, I think. Like, we were taken from school to watch it, and then everyone came back home, and everyone was like, Papa, mere ko hockey stick chahiye. Like, right now, I want to represent my country.
Right.
So that is my only association with hockey. But yeah, I mean everybody does have their own favorite sport. So seems like hockey is yours, unless there is some other sport that we are not aware of.
No, that's definitely my favorite, but definitely not the one I'm like the better one at compared. I think I played badminton more at a serious level, so I'm better at that
Oh,
compared
oh,
to
oh.
Ian. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Even I've been like playing badminton off late, so then you can just like come over and like let's have a duel and see like who is better out of the both of us.
Sure, sure.
We have like a lot of people joining this chat, and everyone's just like I think to summarize the whole chat, everyone's a big fan of yours, and
Thanks.
OG Onju is a big fan of your music, Gin and Tonic. Yeah, by the way, that song just hands down one of the most I don't know how to put it, like that music, it's not exactly, I wouldn't put it in an electronic genre there, but also it's like, how do I put it, is Sundowner kind of a good explanation for it? I don't know.
I guess so.
I mean, yeah.
It's open to interpretation. I wrote it at a time where everyone around me, all my friends, were just in love with gin and tonic, and I think they still are. And the song was just trying to capture the vibe at that time. So I wanted to try something
Yeah.
different with that song, and it just came through.
We have like I mean all music does come through some inspiration. It comes from a
Yeah.
different place altogether for each person. So like we did an intro about Vedant. Now coming to Albo. Now that is the more interesting part that people want to actually get to know. So how did you transition from Vedant to Albo? What is the story behind that?
So when I decided I want to be a musician, I was thinking of a moniker, and I really wanted to be experimental with all the sounds I come up with. So I didn't want to stick with the genre. I want to try
Right.
everything, and I think that's where Albo came from, because it's short for a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And that's where it started out. And yeah, I stuck with that, and then I went on YouTube and I saw some other group called Albo, so I had to put I am before that because there was so many
Yeah.
accounts for Albo.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, this was, I had already known about this. You would be known of 3 BHK, right? So,
Yeah.
I was in conversation with him, and he was the one who told me that, dude, like the name Albo actually has a meaning behind it. It's not just like, out of the blue, like a little bit of everything. Like that actually like caught my attention. I was like, damn, that's a really kick-ass name. For someone, because even your music kind of translates to that, it's not like a specific style for each music. It's like you experiment with each track in that sense. So if you had to let's say like explain your music to a layman, let's just for the sake of conversation take a 5-year-old kid. If you had to explain him what your type of music is, how would you put it?
I think I look at each song. I try to at least look at it as a full story. And
Yeah.
each song has a story and a vibe that I think, if there are lyrics to the song, I would like to encapsulate the whole meaning with the melody and lyrics together.
Yeah.
I feel like all my songs, even with Gin and Tonic, was supposed to be how just something so trivial like gin and tonic can make two people get to know each other. And so the song is sort of
Yeah.
lively, and it's also sort of, um, whereas another song I made, Born Alboe, was strictly made in the forest
Mm-hmm.
and it has no lyrics because, so
Yeah.
that's my goal with how I approach each song. I would definitely stick to the vibe and keep the genre that I am thinking of and the meaning that I would leave to the listener. That is again open for
Mm-hmm.
interpretation, but it should be
Yeah.
one kind of meaning. It shouldn't be everywhere. So
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
type of story I would like to give out.
Yeah. So you just said like Bon Alba was a song that you made in the forest. So
Yeah.
how did that you know end up being the way it was made? I mean, what
So
was
if
the
you hear this
inspiration behind
song,
it?
actually that's a good question, because for that song, in the morning I woke up and there were just way too many birds than there are in Delhi around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, I have to capture this, and I just took out my phone and I recorded the birds, and I was like, I have to start this song with these birds. So I
Yeah.
started from there, and then I was just staring at the trees. I had just my piano with me, and I started composing, and slowly the track just took me along with it, and finally was able to finish it.
Okay, so it was like, going along the way, like, each step at a time, and then it just kind of everything came together.
Yeah, I had to keep going back to the birds to remind myself what I was thinking about when I thought of the song.
Yeah.
So I spent about 2-3 nights there in the forest, and then it came about.
Wow. Three nights in the forest. I mean, now anyway, like it's a very impractical situation considering the whole lockdown and the spread of COVID-19. So I'm guessing like the lockdown had been for the same duration for everyone. I mean, it's
Yeah.
roughly been like 3 months now since everyone has been like staying at home and taking caution against it. So
Yeah.
how did you ended up spending your time at home productively?
Not much of a change for me because I would be home with or without lockdown. And so I was
Yeah.
mostly here, but the biggest change has been not being able to gig.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
spending more time at home means composing more, editing more.
Hmm.
Also, I think it's given not only me but everyone a chance to slow down their life and just um, you know. So going with that, this lockdown has really helped me understand what people are feeling, because people are
Hmm.
more at
Hmm.
home, and since they're not going to work, they're interacting more on the phone also. Um,
Yeah.
so this lockdown work-wise has been more of research, not um, you can't perform. So there's been a little bit of a stunt there, but that's
Yeah.
it's been interesting. It's different for everyone. It's just different, I think.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the end of
Yeah.
the day, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like during the lockdown, it's been like people literally landed up in like a lot more time than they used to. So now it's like they are trying to make the most of it by learning something new or like researching more on like what they like.
Yeah.
We have somebody in the chat, Zen Nikki. She asked, "Would you call yourself a nature lover?"
Yes, definitely. Um, I think so. Maybe I haven't done the most that I can, but I'm definitely a nature lover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, definitely, like, the track Bon Albo, the story behind it, kind of like, if that doesn't explain it well, I don't know what else would. So, I mean, that was one creative process that you had, for one of the tracks. So, in general, do you have like, a creative process that you go through when it comes to, okay, I've got an idea for a new track, so let's work on it. So, that working process, like, how exactly do you approach it?
Uh, Okay, so so let's take an album separately, a single separately. The album I was working on, The Painter, that had an
Yeah.
overarching theme to it. So that was, I had to put a structure in mind before I started composing the song, because it was a part of a big album. Whereas new
Yeah.
singles, I feel like if I have a thought of something new and I'm just sitting in front of the piano, it'll just come to me and I take it from there. It could also be in front of the drums or the tabla or anything. I
Okay.
have to look for a starting point and have to really
Yeah.
focus on that starting point, and then everything else can be constructed around it. It really depends. For example, gin and tonic, I literally just thought of gin and tonic. I was like, how can I
Yeah.
think of making
Yeah.
a song peppy and like energetic? So yeah.
Okay. So you said you play a couple of instruments. So like, what is the list of instruments that you can play?
I'm
Because I was
primarily a
not
drummer.
aware of this.
I think I'm a better drummer than the other instruments I play. Then after that, I've been trained in Indian classical singing and Indian classical tabla, but that was a
Okay.
long time ago. So I'm a little more touch with the drums and the synth. I'm not a
Yeah.
pianist, but I can play the synth, which means it's a little easier than being
Close
able.
enough, but
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I mean, like, since you already have so much, I mean, I think it's correct to say professional training in music.
Yes,
Uh,
I've had some. Yeah.
yeah. So, would you like to like play something for the people who are watching the live stream right now?
I can play a song that is going to be my next release. I can see a couple of people asking about that.
Yeah, I
So
mean, everybody is just waiting for what the next release is going to be.
the song, it's not finished. It's just raw recording that I've done at home without any studio setup. So you'll have to pardon any mistakes. But I'll play it, and it's the origin of the song is about how people have been feeling a little anxious during the lockdown, about
Lockdown, yeah.
uncertainty about the future, and uncertainty about how life's going to pan out in a couple of years. So I'm going to play a snippet of a song called The Universe, which the lyrics have been written by a friend called by Kopal Khanna, who manages a story telling Instagram page, which is amazing. But I'll play the song and you see if you like it.
Yeah, sure. So I guess in a way it's exclusive for all the viewers to get into the behind the scenes of Albo's production. So everyone will have to tilt their phone for a while he's performing. So please do bear with us.
So I'm not going to sing the song because it's already recorded, but I'll sing the harmony of the song. Hope it
Sure,
makes
sure,
sense.
yeah. Go ahead.
You tried today to let it go. You made a way to let it go. The stars lit up to make it go. The moon turned upside. Let it go. Let it go. You tried today to let it go. You made a way to let it go. The stars lit up to make it glow. The moon turned upside. Let it go. Said it's you and everything you do.
A round of virtual applauses again, please, for our man Albo over here.
How
That
did
that
that?
that that was a really great live session. Actually, I don't think I have sat in front of somebody actually playing the song, especially when it comes into the electronic genre, because everyone's just like you know what, I'll just send you the track, you just listen to it. But like it's a totally different feel altogether when you like listen to it live, being played in front of you.
Yeah.
That was a great track. So I mean, obviously, when is this track coming out? Is going to be the next question now.
I think 5 to 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks easy. So it has a lot of work that is required, and we're also trying to make a music video out of it. So hopefully it comes together.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay, yeah, definitely. We are waiting for that. I want to see like how the music video is going to turn out for this, because the music is already like so exciting. I
Yeah.
want to see like how does the video translate that. That is going to be like a really interesting take on it.
Yeah.
So you just said that like it takes. I mean, this track alone is going to take another 5 to 6 weeks to finish it. So like what exactly goes through like in the back end of things, like not just the part about making music, but like things around it, like how does everything work into like coming to completing a track. So what are those things, if you could talk a bit about it.
So I think the first thing after the composition part is, as a producer, you must look at each track as you are playing it as a separate instrumentalist. So if I have the
Yeah,
bass in the song, or if I'm singing the song, I would like to think of it how as an individual bassist would do it, and where he would solo, where he would improv, where he would make certain emphasis or not. So after the composition is done, this is my next step, which is to look at each track as a specialist instrumentalist, and then
all right.
after the full composition is complete, there's a lot of editing that is required, tweaking the sounds here and there, panning them, just making the music sound good on every stereo system possible, your car, your
Yeah.
earphone, big speakers, all of that. So that whole process is something that's a bit alien to me, but I'm learning. So yeah, that takes a little while to complete.
So basically, the fine tuning part of like how normal. I mean, I wouldn't call it normal, but like how anybody else would listen to that music in a general environment, whether it be speakers or earphones or
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So let's talk about your inspiration. Like who would you say like in your entire career right now, who would have been the inspiring model for you?
Um, I think right now I really admire FKJ. He's another music producer based in France, who plays a lot of different instruments, and yet on his act he can switch between different instruments and just play them all live. So
Yeah.
as a music producer, I have a lot of respect and admire him a lot. But as a listener, I think someone who's really inspired me as just a listener, I think I would go to the classics from A.R. Rahman to Pink Floyd. There's a big
Yeah.
range there. They really shaped how I used to perceive music as a youngster.
All right. I mean, so was it like just their music which inspired you, or was it like something the way they used to create music or their creative process which used to like give you hindsight into how it should have been for you?
Uh, like like A.R. Rahman and Pink Floyd, they also, I feel, with their songs, create a certain vibe. Pink
Yeah.
Floyd tries to give out messages per song, and it has an underlying meaning. And I think A.R. Rahman does a great job of getting his instruments together to also convey a meaning. Um,
Yeah.
so I think that really made me listen to their songs with a little more focus and concentration, and it allowed the song to take me somewhere. Not only just being a peppy song with kicks and beats, it had meaning, and it takes you away from whatever you're thinking about right now, which is
Yeah.
really a good musical skill. So that was one thing that caught my attention instantly. I was like, if you have the power to make someone's mood better or give them energy when they're having a down day. And I was like, Pink Floyd, you're doing this for me. So that really
Yeah.
inspired, you know.
I mean,
Inspired.
definitely. I mean, I would say, like, there's nothing better than making another person's day better just because, you were able to do something about it.
Right.
So, since we are on that topic, any current artists that, you admire really well?
I've been slowing it down with lockdown. I've been listening to a lot of London grammar,
Yeah.
some classical pianists also, but just slowing it down, low beats. Yeah.
So, do you have any specific song that you would call your favorite?
I really like Hey Now. I really like Strong. I really like Wasting My Young Years. It's been one of my, yeah.
So, do you want to, like, maybe sing one of those songs for us?
I can try. I'm not a pianist, so if I make any mistakes, but I'll try. Yeah, you like it.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And I walk these miles, but I walk through straight lines. You'll never know what I'm wasting my youth. Doesn't matter. I'm chasing all I do. No matter. Maybe we are. Maybe I'm wasting my young.
Virtual claps, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring that into the chat for Albo.
Thank you.
I was sorry about that. I was already aware that he was a great singer because for those of you who do not know, please do give a follow on his Instagram and check out his feed because he does make a lot of random songs. I think it's safe to say these are just random songs. I mean, my absolute favorite from the latest list is the Pajama song, which I've been jamming to for a while though. So do give that a look, you guys. And obviously we do have his tracks on SocialMob, so everybody download the app and give it a listen over there too. Now coming to the more serious question. So you are an independent artist, and unlike okay, I think I'll just put this question out to you, so you will be able to explain it better. So who is an independent artist, and how would you differentiate an independent artist from anyone else? Let's just say, the pop stars like, maybe Drake or, anybody like that. So if you had to explain who an independent artist is, how would you put that out?
I think an independent artist is anyone who is responsible for everything about his music as a business, from composing to marketing to spreading the news to doing all the aspects that a full business would do. And it's really difficult to do that, but an independent artist, and there's so many of them, that's someone who does not need, or who is not using outside help to, like, I wouldn't say outside help, or who's not, who's pretty much got his hands in every aspect of his music career to be involved in. He's not signed by deadlines. He's not signed by contracts and obligations yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so if you had to, talk about the challenges that you face as an independent artist, what exactly are those?
Definitely getting new ears to listen to the music. New people is always, I mean, it's always tough to grow your organic listening without gigging. Right now, it's really tough. But
Yeah,
as an independent musician, you are always searching for ways to get on different playlists, get different people to back you up, and so that if they put it on their channel, that you can reach out to 100 to 2 million viewers and listeners. And that is, I think, the biggest challenge as an independent artist. First, I think the second
yeah,
would be the mixing and mastering part. Um, like the editing of a song to make it sound perfect is usually done by
yeah,
professional sound engineers, which music producers, independent music producers, have a challenge with, and they usually have to pay or hire someone to do it. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, so since every coin has every coin has two sides of the story. What is the best part about being independent as an artist?
There are no middlemen. If you ever sign a contract, you get everything. That's the first thing.
Yeah,
Second thing is you are bound to nothing. Like tomorrow, if I need 5 months rest or 1 year to 10 years rest, as an independent artist, you can afford to do that. You're not bound to make money for other people. It's all about your journey, so you can be fully engaged with yourself and not be like pressurized by any outside forces. So I think that's a big
yeah,
perk. You can decide when you want to play, where you want to play, who you want to play to. So those,
yeah.
as long as those things are not dictated to you, that can be a big upside. But then, yeah, with the downside, it's a great balance. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, every coin has two sides, right? So there's like the good things and the bad things about everything. I
yeah,
mean, I'm pretty sure, like, if we ask Drake or somebody, some big pop star, I don't know why I keep coming up with the name Drake. But, like, if you ask them also, they would be like, yeah, man, like, my record label company, they're just like, behind me, release an album, release an album.
yeah,
Something like that he would be telling.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, everything has its own, advantages and disadvantages.
yeah.
So if you had to give maybe a word of advice for the upcoming independent artists, because what we have realized over the last 3 months is that since everybody has been at home and they've been able to spend their time more productively into things that they always wanted to get into. I've seen like there have been a lot of people who have started making music and they've been started to come out. So if you had to give them a word of advice, maybe how they could go about it.
I lost you there, but okay, I'll pick up. So I think a lot of the people who are spending time with themselves and have some time and are getting into music should first ask themselves: is it something they want to do forever? Is it something they're
Yeah.
willing to compromise every other aspect of your life? Because music is very challenging. You are not in an industry where everything's the same. There are a lot of different genres. You have to compete within just genre and against different genres. So
Yeah.
if you're not doing it, if you're not fully 100% there, then don't do it. But if you are doing it as a hobby, both ways, you should not leave it at all. I think this time has
Yeah.
really helped people realize that if music or art or any other thing that they've been spending more time on is helping them, they should remember to do it even after the lockdown, even after things open up, because
Yeah.
it's definitely given them a certain sense of happiness while they've been at home alone or with people. And it's great that they're realizing it. So, upcoming independent artists, stick to it. If you are serious about music and if you love it more than anything else, then you just have to put in the hard work. And for
Yeah.
people who are rediscovering their love for music, that's even better, because music can take you all sorts of places and keep you calm inside and give you energy and make your life happier when it's sad. So all of those things, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, It's given that, if you have to achieve something, you have to put in the hard work, because
Yeah.
without that, there's no, I mean, literally, there are no shortcuts in life. I think even Vedant and, I myself can speak for it. Like, if you have to make it big, you have to put in the hard work. Otherwise, you're not going to achieve much, is
Yeah.
all I think. Like, that's safe to say. I think you also agree on that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now coming back to your music, now what does the future of your music and the future of Alba, what does it look like now?
So I'm working very hard towards perfecting my live gig, which is going to be singing, playing the piano, playing the drums on stage.
Yeah.
It's going to take me a lot of time to really perfect 1 hour's worth of performing live original tracks without any mistakes. Um, so that is what I'm just focusing on right now, acquiring a lot of skills. I'm trying to learn different softwares to perform live. Um, that is my ultimate goal, and I was planning to do that this year, but it just does. I
Yeah.
don't know when it'll happen, but it's given me a lot of time to put my efforts into that, um, and that is
Yeah.
my primary right now. And I hope I can connect with more people. I've been really trying to hone onto the anxiousness that everyone is feeling, the uncertainty. So I think that's also really helped me realize that music should be something that can be connected with a lot of people. If your music is a little narrow, then your audience is narrow. So you should always try to
Yeah.
feel what people are feeling, empathize, and so with that in mind, I'm gonna try and pursue the music and then market it in a way that's gonna help me.
Yeah. So, as an independent artist, like, now talking about your future in the music industry, like, you're trying to create something for yourself. So, what do you think, like, talking about the external factors that, matter when things have to go your own way? Because obviously, not everything is under your control, right? So,
Right.
what are the few things that you think, like, could improve that experience for you to reach where you want to reach?
Uh, I don't know what could improve it for me. I just hope that people who like my music keep listening to it, and they help tell people who might have the same taste in music. Uh,
Yeah.
the biggest challenge, like we discussed earlier, is to get new people to listen to your music.
Yeah.
So if there's a way I can do that, it'll be a big help. But let's see.
Yes. So hopefully, like, now that your music is also on the app, we are able to, help you with that part of the, the problem that you're facing with your music.
Yeah.
I mean, not the music, but like, the outreach of it, to be more specific. And whoever is right now live in the chat, please do give a listen to Albo's music. It's really great. I mean, I'm not saying it for the sake of the session or for the interview, but like, I genuinely love his music, and I think I've told him about it enough already. Do give it a listen, do share it with your friends, and this is how you help independent artists grow. It's you have to kind of support them, and like, let the music go out into the world for people who might not even know such a kind of music exists. So hopefully through our app we are able to do that for you and for the other artists that are trying to reach where they want to reach. So before we end the live session, any parting words for the people who have been with us through the evening?
Oh, thank you for tuning in. It's been great having this conversation. Thanks you for having me. It's been great. I think what you're doing for independent artists is quite amazing, giving them the spotlight. Um, Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Keep listening. Keep safe, and if you love your music, then keep listening to it. It's going to help you during lockdown and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Vedant, for tuning into the live session. Hopefully, like, we are able to, reach the expectations that all the artists are, expecting from us. So with that, I think we'll be ending the session until the next time. The next episode is going to be a different artist, so you guys will be notified about that tomorrow. So please do follow the SocialMob app page to be aware about who is going to be on our next shuffle session. And Albo, great music, great session. Thank you for joining us. It was a great conversation. Hopefully, we'll be having another conversation real soon, and there'll be more people joining us.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yes. All right then. Good night, guys. We'll be back with another one.